This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of Friday, January 26, 2024. I'm Kate Sharon. A Lawrence-based company has developed an idea to create healthier employees and address rising health insurance costs that are a chief concern for Hoosier employers. Ertl & Company drives its mobile medical centers around the state with the goal of driving down medical costs for employers by making care more convenient. President Mike Ertl said focusing on prevention can keep a company's employees out of the hospital, ER, or other expensive areas of healthcare.
We know that the cost of health insurance is directly correlated to the health of the employees.
The mobile units focus in on two areas, prevention and managing chronic conditions. A subsidiary of Fort Wayne-based Solve Holdings LLC is adding two Wisconsin metal manufacturing and fabrication companies to its portfolio. Solve Metals announced this week its acquisition of Wisconsin Metal Parts, both based in Waukesha, Wisconsin. Financial terms of the acquisitions were not immediately disclosed. A variant of a short-stature corn developed by a Purdue University researcher has been licensed to a Tippecanoe County-based seed company. The Purdue Innovates Office of Technology Commercialization has issued the worldwide exclusive license to Ag Alumni Seed, headquartered in Romney, about 13 miles south of West Lafayette. Purdue says Ag Alumni Seed supported multiple research projects through financial contributions and the use of land, equipment, and facilities. From the number one source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Looking for a great way to tip off the 2024 NBA All-Star Weekend in Indy? I'm Gary Dick, inviting you to join business and community leaders from throughout the state at the Economic Club of Indiana Luncheon, sponsored by IBJ Media. It's February 15th at noon at the Indiana Convention Center. I'll be interviewing NBA Commissioner Adam Silver, giving you an inside look at the league and all things All-Star Weekend. Reserve your ticket or table for 8 now at economicclubofindiana.com.
Will Hoosier schools have the funds to put in place new literacy mandates proposed by state lawmakers? Indiana Secretary of Education Katie Jenner on Thursday maintained they do, at least for now. IIB's Alex Brown has more.
Jenner said the Indiana Department of Education has enough holdover dollars to roll out additional reading tests and expanded summer school options laid out in Senate Bill 1, which is currently under consideration at the State House. But in the 2025 budget session, more state funds are expected to be requested. Senators on the committee approved the bill in an 8-3 party line vote, sending it to the full chamber. Democrats have declined to support the measure, mostly due to concerns over a provision that could result in holding thousands more third graders back a year in school. Paramount to the bill, authored by Republican Senator Linda Rogers of Granger, are provisions to require iRead testing to begin a year earlier in second grade and allow those who pass at that stage to be exempt from taking the test again in the future. Students who do not pass must receive targeted support during third grade to help them improve their reading skills. After a full year of remediation and 3 chances to take the iRead test, lawmakers want schools to retain students who do not pass the test by the end of third grade. Lawmakers appropriated roughly $28 million in the current biennium for remediation testing, allowing schools to administer exams that help identify students who are struggling in certain subject areas and could use additional support. Alex Brown, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Fort Wayne's Three Rivers Distilling Company announced its closure this week, according to our partners at WPTA-TV. An announcement on Facebook said the company was permanently closing immediately. The East Wallace Street Bar and Restaurant opened in March 2016 with a full food menu, all-ages dining, a Sunday brunch menu, cocktails, beer and wine, and a distillery. It sold hand sanitizer during the pandemic as well. The Federal Reserve's preferred inflation gauge cooled further last month, even as the economy kept growing briskly, a trend sure to be welcomed at the White House as President Joe Biden seeks re-election in a race that could pivot on his economic stewardship. Friday's government report showed that prices rose just 0.2% from November to December, a pace consistent with pre-pandemic levels and barely above the Fed's 2% annual target. Measured from a year earlier, prices increased 2.6%. The latest data suggests that the economy is achieving a difficult soft landing, in which inflation falls back to the Fed's target without a recession. That outcome could make it easier for the Fed to consider cutting its key interest rate, which it raised 11 times since March 2022 to attack inflation. The Indiana Department of Natural Resources awarded nearly $500,000 to better equip 101 rural and volunteer fire departments. The money, made available through the U.S. Department of Agriculture Forest Service, will be used for either training or new gear to fight wildland fires. Priority was given to departments needing help with wildfires. Population density and acres of public lands protected were also considered. University of Indianapolis President Tanuja Singh is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, entertainment, and beyond, available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Kate Sharon for Inside Indiana Business, Radio on Demand.